Chicago faces a massive logistical challenge, integrating 5 professional sports franchises into a single, high-capacity district within a strict 10-year execution window. For this roadmap, we assume the Great Lakes Development Authority, the GLDA, has been legally enacted. The theoretical political battle is over. The shift is now entirely focused on the engineering. Delivering this multi-billion-dollar project before the clock runs out is no longer a question of policy, but of sequencing. Execution requires 2 parallel tracks. On the left, the legal and financial consolidation. The legal track consolidates the state's fractured assets. It merges the new Transit Authority, the Convention Management Groups, the Sports Facilities Authority, the Chicago Department of Aviation, and the Illinois Tollway into a single financial pool. On the physical track, that unified pool funds the Renaissance Campus, a regional transit spine and a multi-stadium district designed to move 200,000 unique event-goers simultaneously. Managing these tracks simultaneously requires a rigid framework to prevent a total project collapse. This is the Sanders Plan roadmap. Without a precise schedule, the risk of missing the 10-year mandate increases with every delay in the construction sequencing. Failing to synchronize these steps results in fragmented megaprojects that drain public capital while leaving the city's transit bottlenecks untouched. Step 1 establishes the charter. This legal document defines the exact scope and limitations of the superagency. Every GLDA action is governed by 3 statutory goals: improving regional mobility, creating economic opportunity, and improving the quality of life for residents. This charter aligns the project with the state's existing Rebuild Illinois capital plan, ensuring the stadiums serve a broader infrastructure purpose. By embedding these goals into the law, the state forces every capital decision to optimize for the taxpayer's benefit. Step 2 identifies the stakeholders. Execution requires forcing alignment across an incredibly frictional matrix of public and private interests. The public side requires unprecedented coordination between the governor, the mayor of Chicago, regional planners, and multiple independent transit boards. On the private side, 5 professional franchises and their respective developers must be convinced to coordinate on a single master plan rather than competing for the same limited pool of infrastructure dollars. Locking this matrix onto a single operational blueprint is the only way to meet the 10-year completion deadline. Step 3 describes the physical deliverables. This phase defines exactly what the GLDA will build. The centerpiece is the Renaissance Campus. This 3D map illustrates how the sports stadiums are integrated directly into a high-capacity rail network. The payload includes a new Bears facility at the Soldier Field South Lot, the Fire Stadium at the 78, and the White Sox at the Amtrak Coachyard. The physical keystone is the modernization of the St. Charles Airline. This 1-mile elevated rail corridor connects the lakefront to the Chicago River. Upgrading this mile removes the freight bottlenecks, linking the campus to the West Loop job centers and creating a direct 1-seat ride to O'Hare Airport. The final physical deliverable is a comprehensive remodel of Chicago Union Station. The station must be converted into a pass-through concourse. This allows trains to move through the city with higher frequency and eliminates the backup maneuvers that currently delay the regional network. Delivering these upgrades replaces isolated, car-centric stadiums with a seamless transit spine capable of moving 200,000 people. Step 4 assesses the primary risk. For a project with secured capital, the greatest threat is time. The St. Charles Airline upgrade is the project's most dangerous bottleneck. Traditional public works are often stalled for years by federal regulatory reviews, such as NEPA assessments, which do not account for the project's 10-year mandate. If the rail spine gets bogged down in federal red tape, the entire campus will open with regional gridlock. Step 5 introduces timeline accelerators. This strategy alters the funding mix specifically to hit the 10-year deadline. Relying solely on the traditional public route inevitably pushes the completion date past the legislative mandate. The plan uses private capital as an accelerator to legally bypass these administrative wait periods. Justin Ishbia's planned private purchase of the Amtrak Coachyard is a model for this strategy. By using private equity for land acquisition, the project can legally bypass federal red tape and remove years from the construction schedule. In this framework, private capital serves as a schedule enforcement mechanism, ensuring the underlying rail infrastructure is delivered before the stadium gates open. Step 6 defines the roles. A project of this complexity cannot be managed by committee. Success requires an enterprise-level owner's representative to manage the full portfolio of public and private agencies. This entity acts as the honest broker, forcing alignment between state agencies and private franchises. Their singular mandate is to ensure every stakeholder adheres to the unified master plan and the 10-year clock. This structure is the only way to ensure the original charter's taxpayer benefits are physically delivered on time. For more information on the firm and the complete Sanders Plan, visit pscchicagoil.com. By combining the consolidated financial power of the GLDA with private accelerators, Chicago creates the structural alignment necessary to deliver the Renaissance campus within its 10-year window.